Yeah, really surprised. Obviously, no one knew, that that was going to happen. Obviously, because we're not involved in those kind of meetings and things like that. So, it was definitely news to us, and it's just one of those things. I think we talked about it a little bit with Coach Norton being fired. It's hard, man, because you spend so much time with somebody, and all of those things, but. We just do what our GM and our owner tell us. We show up and we give it everything that we got. Obviously, we're going to have a new coach now. A new fresh start after a tough season. It didn't go anywhere the way that we wanted. We never were able to put all three phases together all at once, and you got to be able to do that to make the playoffs and do what we want to do. So, yeah, it was definitely a surprise, and we'll definitely miss him. Yeah. So, Coach, obviously found out, and then, he told the media, on the thing, and then our media people and things like that, started coming up on cell phones and all that after the game. So then we found out, and then Khalil and I actually got together and. Went and talked to him, spent a few minutes with him, and we just talked about some of the times we had been through and all those things that he thought that going forward if we wanted to correct it, what we needed to fix, and all those things. So he's still our coach. He always will be, just like Coach Allen, Coach Sperano, all those guys. Coach Del Rio. They're gonna be my coach. They're gonna be my coach forever. And so we definitely heard what he had to say. And definitely have to go and fix those things going forward. But we definitely got to talk to him, spend some time with him. We got to, yeah, spend, some quality few minutes right before we took off right there on the airplane. We had a great relationship. He was someone that, was someone I met with every Thursday, of the seasons, for 3 years. So we met every Thursday. We, had a lot of discussions. We had a lot of, decisions that we made, together for, team things and all those things. And we talked about life. We talked about family. We talked about, his family, my family. We spent a lot of time together, spent a lot of time. And so we have a lot of stories and all those things, great relationships, a lot of fun times, man. That's one thing that you never want to forget. Even though you're going through a hard time and he's let go and all those things. Down the road, we want to be able to get together at some point and talk about the really fun times that we had, the close games that we pulled out. Going for two in New Orleans, all those things, the comebacks and the wins, and um, all those fun primetime games that we were able to win together and all that. So, those are things that you can't forget in tough times. And so that'll be stuff we'll look at going forward, down the road. But yeah, it's definitely still difficult. Yeah, I know the same thing you do. It's all rumors right now. So, and until they make an announcement, that he's our head coach, or until I get a phone call or a text message or anything like that, it could be anybody, But I do have a great relationship, a special bond with Coach Gruden that I've had for years now, and that's just been there, just as him being someone who's a mentor, someone who just likes to help quarterbacks, help people that he cares about, and there's no secret, that I've known him and that I love him. So, if he's our coach, that's awesome. But if it's somebody else, I can tell you this: there's a group of men here in Oakland that are hungry and ready to fight, ready to get things right. So, we've had some awkward conversations. We've dealt with some things that we've needed to deal with as a team to fix some of our issues. So whoever our head coach is, they're going to get a hungry team ready to fight. Yeah. So I obviously, I spent the time with him at the QB camp. I spent, obviously a lot of conversations with him in production meetings. But also, at the Pro Bowl, spent a little bit of time talking to him a few times. I've had a few different conversations here and there with him. He's someone that I've had his, phone number for a long time now. He's someone again that when he cares about you, early on, he just says, "Hey, man, reach out, whatever you need." He's here to help. So he's definitely been someone that you can always go to or talk to about anything. and I've always just stayed away. I never tried to bother him or anything like that. It's not like we talk every day or something like that. It's not like that. But he's definitely someone that if I saw him or if he was in town, I definitely would see him and pick his brain and try and learn from him. Anytime that you don't, finish the way you want to, it sucks. There's no good way to put it. But we have a lot of things that we need to correct on our team. We got to demand from each other. We got to hold each other accountable. We can't lack in the details of doing the little things right. And those are things that we will fix. Those are things that were eye popping and stood out to us. So Raider Nation out there, trust me, those things will be corrected. Trust me, those things will be fixed. I can promise you that. And going forward, hopefully, we'll be able to do much better, and we should because we got a lot of great men on this team, and we're gonna obviously have a different team coming in with new guys and all that. But I can promise you this. I've talked to our leaders. Khalil and I have talked, and we're going to get this thing right. All the little details, that we took turns. If a certain thing, if A needed to be done, at this point, well, then we weren't doing it at that point. If B needed to be done at this point, it wasn't being done at that point. We just all took turns. We all took turns and have our own things to correct and all those things, but. And we will. I've never gone through a year where it was like that. Eye popping at the end, like, man, we really lacked in the little details so much. That's something that I take a lot of commitment in and those kind of things. So that's where it was, and I wish it was a bigger, cooler statement, but it's not. And it's when there's little things in the NFL, little things turn into big things, which are losses. And so we got to get those things fixed, and we will. Yeah, we were definitely doing the little things right. We were competing. We were doing, you look back at the film, and our feet are right, our eyes are right, our timing was right in the run game and the pass game, and all those things. So, it felt like us, the way we competed, which is, that's what we do. We compete and we fight our tails off. We love that part of the game. That'll never change. If anyone thinks differently, they don't know me and they don't know us. So we love that part of it. But the details is where we were clicking, and there were spurts throughout the season. I mean, goodness, we played Denver really without our two best receivers the whole game, and we were able to have a good rating against those guys, an efficient day. And then we play Kansas City, have a good day, and then you look back and forth and you see good days, and then you see spurts where it didn't look good. And so we know that it's there. We just have to do it on a consistent basis, and that's where the little things come in. Well, if I didn't say anything. If the coaches thought there was something there, then they made certain decisions. But I never put out there that I was hurting. I never because at the end of the day, you can't have any excuses. I mean, no one really cares. You got to be able to go out there and just win. So for me, I never said a word. So towards the end, if they felt I was or was not, or if that's something that they saw in the defense that we wanted to do, then that's what we did. And I thought that going through the year, there was a lot of things going on, and with different positions, not just me, that we had to adjust certain things. But that's the NFL, and again, it's a production business. You just got to go out there and win. So I would never say that anything was going on, but if they thought so, then then I didn't know. That's not fair. It's really not. It's easy just to find the new guy in the room and say it's his fault, and that's not fair at all because we all had our part in it from the top down. And if you look at certain games where we score 40 points, or you look at certain games where we have four or five, close to 400 yards, 500 yards, and things like that, offense and things like that. Well, obviously the stuff works. And you look at the games where we didn't have our best days. Well, there's a lot that goes into just one play. If I sat here and told you everybody's assignment and their job and what they have to know of all 11 guys on offense, a lot of the viewers and a lot of the fans would be like, wow, all of that has to go right just for one offensive play to get 4, 5, 6, 7 yards. There's a lot of little things that go into it. So just to point at him and say, hey, it's his fault, that's not fair. And I know a lot of guys on our offense would feel the same way. Just the demand. At the time, at times, when it would get hard, I would just be so focused on what do I need to fix myself, and go forward from there, and do those kind of things. But at the same time, I need to keep my eyes open for everybody, and that's my job. I gotta keep my eyes open on everybody and see what we need to do to fix things. And towards the end, it was really eye popping for me after a week, and I was like, oh man. And we began to fix things and do certain things and talk and have communication, and our communication got better throughout the whole team. And I think that there's a lot of things. When we're sitting here at 6-10 and everyone's playing in the playoffs, everyone's going to look at us and say it was all a failure. But there's a lot of things that came out of this season that are going to help us go forward in a good way. Those are things that I have written down and keep close to the chest, because I know that they'll help us, and going forward. It will help us. But again, this is a team effort. Anytime a coach is fired or anything like that, that's on everybody. Everyone has to take responsibility and ownership, and just see, hey man, what could I have done better? And again, that's the part of the season, or the off season that I'm in right now, is what can I do better? Figure out those things, get my plan in place, and work my tail off. Like I always do. Man, that was definitely, it always feels like a home game. Anytime we travel south, it definitely feels like a home game. So our fans do a fantastic job of turning that stadium into another coliseum or another black hole. So they do a great job of showing up for us. It's always good to go to LA because family, going to play there this year, family's really close. They can shoot down from Fresno and Bakersfield. So it was really good. Yeah, it was something like that, and it was different, for an NFL game, but it was a cool environment. It really is. It's really a cool environment. So it wasn't, when it first happened and first came out, in the off season they'd be playing there. Everyone was like, "Oh man, I don't know, But when you go there, they really do a good job and make it a good environment. I think that our fans had a lot to do with that. No, not at all. Whenever football is a funny game, man. If you were to go out there and play at a level just a little bit below, then compete at a level just a little bit below than what you usually do. That's where guys get hurt. And it's sad to say you see it throughout the season. You see it sometimes where a guy just on a certain play just maybe isn't giving everything he has, or just didn't run his feet or something like that. It's just sad to see. That's where you get hurt. So I can promise you, preseason, regular season, postseason, whatever it is, guys play hard, and more so, whenever you're out of the playoffs and all that, it's whatever. But just as a man, you just want to find out about yourself, even if it's not going right. You know what I mean? Even if it's not going right, you just want to find out more about yourself as a man. That no matter what the situation is, no matter what my circumstance is, I'm called to give it everything that I have, and that's what I'm going to do. So that was my mindset. That was a lot of mindset of our team, and that's usually the mindset of most guys in the NFL. Because if you go out there and play any other way, you're likely to end up getting hurt. Next 7 to 10, I do my best to rest and recover. I really do. My grandmother had an 80th birthday, last week. So hopefully be able to go down to Bakersfield and tell her happy birthday at some point would be really nice. See my family, have some laughs with my brothers. Most importantly, just rest though, because a lot of my joints, a lot of I guess my bones and those things, they need to rest, just like everyone in the NFL when the season's over. You got to let it rest. But I'll do my best to wait 7 to 10 days. But I've been known to get right back after it pretty fast. It's really going to come down to the turnover differential, because both teams can run the ball well. Tennessee does a really good job on third down of mixing up their blitz package, and trying to confuse Alex and get one-on-ones in the pass game and the pass rush lanes. They're going to be real disciplined in their rush lanes because Alex can scramble. So they're going to have to, with all those crazy exotic pressures that Tennessee likes to bring, they're going to have to be, they're going to have to stay in their lanes, or Alex will find a crease and make a play. But I really think that whoever can hold on to the football, take care of the ball, and be able to run the ball really well, because the more you can run the ball, against those two defenses, it helps you with the way that they disguise. Tennessee likes to disguise their coverage and roll their safeties and things like that. Kansas City likes to give you a 7-8 man box and just say good luck throwing it, kind of a deal. So, if you can run the ball against both those teams, it'll help you in the pass game and going forward. And then really third down is going to be crucial in that game because, Tennessee's going to know what Kansas City's doing. They're going to line up and play and just try and beat you. And Marcus will just, be able to make some plays with his legs, things like that. But again, on the other side, with the exotic pressures that Tennessee runs, they got to stay committed in their rush lanes because Alex does a good job of finding lanes on third down. All right. Happy New Year. Thank you.